Hey gang, Matt the Helpful Home Inspector coming out from my truck today. Got a little phone call from an electrical contractor today, and this is a bit of a rant, so just hang tight, all right? So this electrical contractor called me up, and basically, sometimes there's contractors out there that just don't like home inspectors, okay? And they don't understand what our job is, and so they kind of rant against home inspectors, whether the home inspector was a good home inspector or not, lots of times just to make themselves look smarter or to try to sell themselves to their client or whatever. And in most cases, the home inspector didn't do anything wrong. They were just basically spouting off about whatever. But this guy called me up. He's an electrical contractor looking at a home that I inspected a couple days ago. And he called me up and he was going to teach me a lesson. So his lesson that he had to teach me was about two things. One, I had called out in the inspection report that the electrical panel needed better clearance or access to it. Basically, the laundry centers, the dryer, and the washing machine were right in front of the electrical panel, and the laundry tub was within 10 inches of the side of the electrical panel. And I said there should be better access. 36 inches is recommended for clearance in front and to the sides of the electrical panel. Now, he calls me up and he wanted to spout off code to me. Guys, I don't inspect for code, okay? And some of the things that I'm inspecting and making recommendations about are just that. They're recommendations to make things better, okay? And yes, while electrical code requires only 30 inches and I said 36 inches, it's a recommendation to make it better. The more clearance you have by your electrical panel, the easier it is to get to, and the better that contractor that comes to work hard for you is going to be able to get to that electrical panel and do what they need to do when the time comes, okay? So, not a big deal yet, but this guy was going to get upset with me and he got all ornery, okay? Now, the other issue that he had and that he was destined to teach me a lesson about because I'm an uneducated home inspector, certified master inspector after I've been doing this for 13, 14 years now and over 5,000 houses. This guy was going to teach me that ungrounded outlets is not an electrical code violation. And I repeated to him, buddy, I don't inspect for electrical code. However, ungrounded outlets is a potential safety risk. People use bypass connectors. Well, bypass connectors aren't, okay, I get that. They're not in the code, but that's the reality is that that's what people do. And when they do that, they could cause a malfunction and a safety issue, okay? Now, the other thing is that this place had 20 plus ungrounded outlets, and clumped into that statement that I did in the report, there was also about 5 or 6 outlets that had reverse polarity where the hot and the neutral wires are flipped. Dude, okay, when you have 20 plus outlets that need to be corrected, it's a defect, okay? And yes, it should be done by a proper qualified electrician, which is what I suggested in the report, all right? So at the end of the conversation, I wished him a great day. Hopefully he has a better day than what he is having when he called me, because I was not going to be taught a lesson, and he was upset that I wasn't going to be taught a lesson. So this guy, and a lot of the contractors sometimes that'll call us up, they're just grumpy. And seriously, I'm a home inspector, guys. My job is not the same as yours, okay? I don't inspect for building code. Building code is sometimes things that we use to kind of back up what we're talking about and providing that kind of structure for the comment or where it came from and where the idea or concept is coming from. But building code only applies to a home when it's originally constructed or gone under major remodeling. So that cannot be the world that I live in. So when I'm inspecting a house from 1893, I can't expect there to be a smoke detector in every bedroom, one outside of every bedroom, more than 6 feet of every bedroom to like building code, okay? But there are basic safety things that I can make recommendations about, okay? And in some cases, those safety things are important to the level that they should be elevated to a defect, okay? Now, having 20 plus outlets that are not wired properly. Now, these ungrounded outlets, by the way, they basically took a ungrounded outlet and put a 3-prong grounded outlet on it without having improved the ground at all. Come on, man, really? And this is what you're going to call up the home inspector, and he goes, I need to talk to you for a bit about this. I got to teach you a couple things. I'm like, oh my God. I just wanted to hang up on him right away, but I did not. I gave him the time of day, let him say his piece, and tried to be as tactful as possible, but there was a little bit of sarcasm in my response. But ultimately, hopefully this guy feels like he saved the world and, found one more home inspector error to call us out for. The report I wrote was 93 pages long for my client. It contained over 150 pictures, and there was a lot more wrong than these 2 little defects, okay? And the access thing wasn't even listed as a defect. It was merely a recommendation. So sometimes, guys, all we do is make recommendations. Sometimes they're not defects, but because I know something can be better, I want to tell my clients about it. I want to make sure that they know that this can be better, okay? Building code, by the way, is just the bare minimum. In most cases, building code is the minimum required. However, when you look at best practices and things like that, and things that are safer, okay, there's better ways to do it sometimes, okay? And just making those recommendations does not mean I'm an incompetent home inspector that doesn't know jack, okay? But if I'm not going to quote code to you, please understand that is not my job. That is a contractor's job. That is a municipal building inspector's job to know and quote and follow all electrical code, building code, plumbing code. That's not what a home inspector does, guys, okay? So thank you very much, you guys. Appreciate you. Just a little home inspector rant today, letting off a little bit of steam. But hopefully you guys have a great holiday weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.